Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet Clank Tools of Destruction. I'm Nye.
I'm Mako, and it's time for puzzles.
Puzzles! Okay, so we are inside of the gel plant.
A gelatonium plant. And here we get to put our brand new little toy to use. Unfortunately, first we have to fill it up.
Now there's something really cool about this toy. And actually, it's something very cool about the gadgets in this game in general. Ratchet & Clank swiftly learned... Okay, first of all, what this toy does. It makes a cube of gelatin on the floor. You step onto the gelatin, and if I can get on top of it, boing, bounces you up. Easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the cool things about the gadgets in general in this particular Ratchet & Clank is that all of them auto-select as soon as they're needed. You don't have to go finding them anymore in the inventory. Ratchet & Clank, Ratchet Deadlock did that a little bit, but, you know...
There weren't that many gadgets.
Yeah.
There was only really one major gadget.
Okay, so we have a skill point to achieve. Now, the skill point in question is this one, called I Should Have Gone Down in a Barrel. Now, I don't know how many of you know the colloquialism of going down in a barrel, but it refers to going to Niagara Falls, where daredevils used to jump in a barrel and go down the falls.
Not only stupid, but also now highly, highly illegal.
Yep, very, very dangerous. It's gotten multiple people killed. So the thing is, I have a waterfall here, or a gelatin fall. Now, I don't have a barrel, and the thing is, I should have gone down in one. So the answer should be, well, what do you do if you didn't go down the barrel? You just went down. Plop. Now, there's going to be another large waterfall in the game, in the area. We need to go plop down in that one, too. Easy enough, though.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can make the gelatin grow up to 3 times.
And you have an unlimited amount of the stuff.
Yep, you don't need to worry about it. The bigger it is, the bigger your jump.
Fire gel cubes into the liquid, and then jump
And
on
the
them
game
to get
just tells us
across
exactly
wide
how to
gaps.
solve this one. And then we learn about these guys.
Well, these guys we don't actually learn about, but we get to see them in action. I call them gel mites. They love gel. They love eating it. They see a cube of gel and they'll immediately freak out, run towards it, and start noshing on it. Which is nice for them, not so great for you.
More just annoying for you. It doesn't really harm anything, but it slows you down. The slowing you down is what might harm you.
Now, unfortunately, you also can't get rid of them. Whacking them just stuns them for a sec.
Yep.
But we are coming up on something really nice. A brand new kind of crate just for this game.
Treasure chests!
Treasure chests. Open them. Raritanium and free devices. In fact, our first device, the leech bomb. It's like a little hand grenade that recovers your health when it goes off. By
We
sucking
also
it out.
got
Oh,
a
and a
Groovatron.
Groovatron. The Groovatron is possibly one of my favorite devices. I'll reserve it for when we actually put it to use, because you really have to see it to appreciate it.
We don't use it on the mites?
I don't think you have to use it on the... Let me double check that. I don't think it... Well, we can come back and do that if
Smack
you
the
want.
right. Nothing happens.
No, we can come back and do that if we want, actually.
Okay.
So, save it for now.
Let's pop our way up here. Oh, those are enemies.
Beasts! Those are enemies.
Let's go ahead and switch the plasma beasts.
Plasma
Let
beasts.
them do their job.
And as you can see,
It's a mine. That's all it is.
It's
a
a
walking
mine.
mine that just happens to have a
and
flavor.
when
to
I
it.
said that it did splash damage, I meant that in more ways than one.
Ah, well, yeah.
It's a wave of amoeboid goo.
But yeah, it's a walking mine. We've the problem is, and one of the reasons why I don't like these weapons is, once again, these are weapons that I've been playing with since Ratchet & Clank 1. So, yes, they're cool, and I like the new paint job, but that's really all it is. I know I'm a party pooper. There are other weapons that we're going to see later on in the game that are, in fact, unique and interesting, and I cannot wait to use them. Or, even if they're not unique, they're weapon types that we haven't used over and over and over. Hey, look, would you look at that? It's a gigantic waterfall. And it just so happens to be curved just a little bit like a certain famous set of waterfalls in, what is that, New York? I think it's New York.
A little beyond me on that one.
Niagara Falls, I think they're... Can't remember exactly where the falls are. By the way, I've switched my preferred Clank pack to the jetpack, which is something you're able to do. It doesn't cost you anything.
It's time for our second little bit of puzzle.
Whoops. Also, whoops.
Yeah. Second part of the... Oh, you just wasted a Groovatron.
What do you think I meant by whoops?
I thought you were doing whoops as you were shooting the Amoeboids. Second
I mean,
part of
I
the
was,
puzzle,
but-
it's not
Nope,
that
nope,
comp...
nope, 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 nope. Ah,
Whoops.
will that actually give it to me? Let's
I
see.
don't
Will
know.
that give it to me? Yes, I should have gone down to the barrel.
There
You
you
just
go.
have to go down any 2 waterfalls.
Well, one from each room.
Yeah.
Anyway, this puzzle is a little bit more tricky. Not by much, mind you. Just, use the same trick. Just beware that your cubes are going to go straight down the side of the waterfall.
Yeah. And actually, I did not do that on purpose, as much as I'd like to say I did. I was actually trying to go up to this big waterfall, because I was under the impression it was the big one that you had to go down. But, it's good.
Apparently not. Well, they all empty into the same...
Oh, get me over here. Yes, I win!
Very well done, sir.
And Plasma Beast. Which completely fails to kill anything.
Yeah, sometimes they can get weird about what they fixate on. That's the downside to them.
Oh, I think it got eaten.
Oh, hey!
It did.
Oh,
It got eaten by the mites.
Yeah, you can see there, the mites are chomping down on the goo.
That's interesting.
I'd never noticed
Actually, that reminds me of a glitch that I saw in End Zone when I was playing that in Deadlocked for a while.
Oh?
So while I was grinding Deadlocked, I didn't decide to record this because I didn't think it was a big enough glitch worth mentioning or worth recording, but it's definitely worth mentioning because it was interesting. There would occasionally, and I never figured out why, but there would occasionally be a ankle biter that would get past all of my defenses. We're talking about a line of shields that should have shocked it, and a line of turrets that should have shot it. And it would sit in the end zone, and it would be permanently invincible. Nothing would ever touch it. It wouldn't do anything, it would just sit there and cause my end zone's health to go down. But there was nothing I'd be able to do about it. I never saw that glitch anywhere else. Specifically just end zone. It was kind of interesting.
Anti-grinding measure, perhaps.
I don't think so. Because it didn't happen with any regularity, it just happened. It wasn't like every other one, or... I think what may have happened is it may have been that I, along with my bots, targeted, along with like a turret, along with, all targeted and hit the same thing, and it just overkilled the enemy. But, hey look, a golden bolt. I think we might have just overkilled an enemy, and the game just said, well, I have no idea what his health is at anymore, let's just give up, and that would have been it.
Right. Well, now we've turned both of the Gellinator tanks back on, the plant's back in business, and Tachyon's probably going to be cheesed at us. But that's okay, because he's a jerk.
I don't care what he's... I don't care. He can be cheesed off anything he likes. So here's the dealio. If I have Gel, I'm not allowed to leave the area where I have Gellin, because apparently it's unstable and yada yada yada. So in order to open this door, I must remove the Gel. But removing the Gel means this weapon is officially useless. Because it's not a weapon, it's just a thing.
It's just a thing.
Yep. So we'll just switch back to the Combustor, which is almost at version 3. And, yeah. Okay. Oh, the golden bolt's going away, oh no. So because we did that, this platform has now moved. Actually, let's go back in here and shop for devices. I'll go ahead and buy as many as I
Buy
can.
a couple Groovatrons.
I mean, they're pretty cheap.
Here's a fun little fact that people might not know. Groovatrons work on just about everything. Like, everything. Well, except...
No, everything.
Nope, everything. There you go. I didn't know it worked on NPCs. Wow.
No. When Insomniac does something, they swing for they swing for the bleachers.
That includes the shopkeeper. I'll tell you that.
Find out. Yep. That's fantastic. Okay.
But
that was worth 1,000 volts. I'll tell you what.
It also includes bosses, though. This is important.
Ah, yes. Well, we're gonna have to get there, but first I need to start blowing stuff up.
Right.
So, we have 2 more skill points to achieve. One is Giant Killer, I think, something like that.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's pretty obvious what that has to be, right? We've only seen one type of enemy on this planet, and we have the map. Like, you can see how big the map is. I'm near the end. There's only one type of enemy on this planet that's particularly big, and it's the Leviathan. So Giant Killer would generally be, killing all the Leviathans. And that makes sense, because in a Ratchet Clank game, they like to teach you how to do things. and the game would definitely incentivize killing all the giants. This guy is an armor vendor. I don't have nearly enough money to use him, so we're just gonna skip him for now.
Right.
So, yeah, giant killer is pretty obvious. The other thing was a smashing good time, which again said smashing. It means breaking everything. Problem is I haven't done so yet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish breaking everything in the area. There you go.
And that includes the consumer bots.
There we go. I don't know why he... you know what? This is worth the ammo. I found something I like the grenades for.
If nothing else, the grenades are very good for clearing out stuff like that,
I can't remember. Do we get a box breaker in this game?
I don't
Is that something
remember.
we get eventually? So here's the thing. If you're not a Ratchet and Clank veteran, you may not recognize that the stuff we activated actually does something. And I mean, this might seem pretty obvious to anybody who's played a platform before. You know, oh my god, there's platforms that are spinning and doing things, and you're not no-clipping through them, therefore you use them. But, you know, I think the game gets a little bit more sneaky about how it does things in the future. And so you just gotta keep an eye out for, you know, things that are moving, platforms, paths.
And of course,
keep an eye on this.
And of course, you wouldn't be able to do anything with these things until you've turned on the...
Right. Well, we couldn't have gone up here anyways.
Couldn't have gotten up there because you would have gotten over the bridge.
Wasn't there.
But because the Gellinator plant wasn't all operating, these weren't turning.
So just because you've passed through a place and you've kind of written it off as there's nothing here, doesn't mean there's nothing there. Yeah, they got because of the ability to make much larger planets and more intricate planets, they had a chance to make things a little bit more interesting in this game.
And they took advantage of that.
Yep.
And
Here's
we get our very first
bolt.
golden bolt. There's usually somewhere between 1 to 4, and there's your smashing good time.
Yep.
Usually about somewhere between 1 to 4 of those per planet. What they're used for varies from game to game. In this particular case, what they're used for is unlocking new skins for Ratchet.
Which is kind of worthless, but...
Right.
You know, what have you.
So
I really don't like that, because that's a trend that continues for just about all the remaining Ratchet and Clank games.
Mm-hmm.
Golden bolts just never become anything.
Right. How about we spend some of that raritanium?
Nope.
Nope?
Nope.
Gonna hang on to that then?
Yup. Until I get a weapon worth upgrading.
I don't know, the combustor usually does reasonably well.
Maybe later. Because all the really good combustor upgrades are expensive.
That's fair enough. Anyway, we needed some ammo because there's still one more skill point.
Yep. Okay, let's see if the plasma beasts are worth. Whoa! What was that? What was that? Come back! What was that?
What?
Game. Do not hide stuff. Oh, that must have been Leviathan Soul. The Leviathan, when I beat it, in addition to giving me things, stuff, and whatnot. See, there it is, lower left.
Yeah, that's Leviathan Soul.
In addition to giving me a lot of raritanium, it also gives me something called Leviathan Soul, which I will be using at some point. Okay, I'm not happy with these right now. You go away. You go away. The bomb glove just leveled up. You can see the damage in the lower right-hand corner. Actually, unlike a lot of other games I've played, that number is actually pretty accurate as to how much damage whatever weapon it is actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Dance, puppet, dance!
Yep, See? He's dancing.
Yep.
But yeah, the Leviathan, and as you can see, these things will actually attack, and they do a pretty healthy amount of damage, as you can see.
I mean, they're pretty good.
But yeah.
We're just gonna let this thing level up. It's very hard to see it because it's a very bad color scheme here. But it is leveling up, and you'll notice that I did not kill the Leviathan, I only dealt damage to it, but our weapon's still upgraded. So weapons do upgrade based on damage dealt, not on kills.
Leviathan just went all splody.
So we just need to make sure that we grab all of these, because we also don't have the bolt grabber, if this game actually has one.
No,
I'm assuming
I'm pretty sure it has, I just can't remember where.
Yeah, I can't remember where they are either. We're gonna find out. We're going to try not to look things up, because I have no problem with having this be a blind-ish run for the normal game. Challenge mode is when I'll go after things.
I'm primarily here just in case he gets completely and utterly stuck.
I mean, that's not likely to happen in a Ratchet Clank game.
Nope.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you guys. You guys need to dance, too. Oh god, they're breakdancing.
Yep, they can do that.
That's terrible.
They're doing the worm.
Yep. It's a worm doing the worm. Who would have thunk it, Mabel?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is why I love the Discotron, the Groovatron, because it is just pure cheese, and it's actually really effective.
It's incredibly effective. It doesn't last very long.
It doesn't last very long, but it works on everything. You can carry up to 3 at once, and it's cheap. It's effective. Also, it plays one of a whole bunch of different little tunes when it does that.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't even gotten to the really good devices yet.
Giant Hunter, skill point achieved. There's my soul. Here's a bunch of Raritanium. We're going to have to show you what that does next episode.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have to show you what the Giant Hunter, or the Leviathan Soul does this episode. So let's get ourselves out of the backwater here, and get back over to the Smuggler.
They're not just MacGuffins. They do actually have a purpose.
I love the smoke trail from doing this. Okay, let's talk to you. Okay, so down here we have a question. There's actually an interactive talk menu nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So what are Leviathan Souls?
Look here.
So long story short, we'll let him talk, but I have subtitles on for a reason. Long story short, Leviathan Souls are basically the crystals from the past 2 games. Sewer Crystals, Moon Crystals, and Desert Crystals. That's what Leviathan Souls are. They're a collectible that you're going to get throughout the course of the game. Anytime you get one, you'll hold on to it, and then you can bring it back to the Hunter, and you can sell them for 2,000 bolts apiece. So we just gained 6,000 bolts for a pretty easy series of fights. We'll use him for more later. Let's let him talk to me about Zelicobalia. Leviathan Souls also, if I remember correctly, get worth a lot more in challenge mode, as you might expect.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they are not multiplied by multipliers of any sort, if I remember correctly.
Don't think so.
Yeah. So we'll let this guy tell us a little bit more about Imper Tachyons, and now you'll have some idea of what's going on.
Frozen somewhere in the verdigris sector.
Verdigris sector, that reminds me of VVVVVV.
Be careful around him.
And he does not like Lombaxes.
Not at all. He's actually really pissy at Lombaxes. Okay, well, folks, we are done now. When we return, we're going to figure out where the hell this ride is going, because I want off this backwater planet. I'll see you guys next time.